everyone, Codextual here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove a virus off of your computer without using Norton Antivirus, Kaspersky, AVG, McAfee, and there's other stuff. Now, it is good to have a firewall and an antivirus by default. That's just common sense. So, but let's just say you don't have any antiviruses because it takes too much resources, just like I do, because I don't use any software as such because it takes too much resources. And basically, don't click on things that you're not familiar with. But let's just say you do have a virus, and this is just the basics of removing the virus. So it's really simple. What you want to do is go towards your task manager, and this is if you're for Windows 10. And what you want to do is go to more details, go to your startup, and this tells you what programs are starting up. So this is basically, if you have Skype installed, other stuff installed as well. Every time you boot up your computer, that's the programs that started. So let's say you don't recognize any of these programs. So for example, there's a Steam client. Obviously it's not a virus because that's what I game on. Let's just say this is a virus, and basically people mask it as explorer.exe or Google Chrome.exe, Firefox.exe, whatever shows on the startup. They like to mask it. They want to make it look like it's legitimate. But basically, a virus attaches itself to Google Chrome or even Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, because people are always using that by default. So a virus injects itself towards a web browser or even towards your explorer.exe, or it might even say something else. It might have random characters that you're not familiar of. And if that's the case, go ahead and just highlight it and click disable. Now, I'm just going to disable them all because I liked my computer to be running faster as well. So this is actually beneficial for you in a way. So if you want to go ahead and disable all your startups, you can. It'll make your computer start up a whole lot quicker, I can promise you that. So now, once you have, quote, the virus disabled, doesn't necessarily mean it's removed off the computer, but it's definitely not going to be running on the computer. So it's not being processed. So if I were to, log into towards a bank and put in my information on that, it's not going to retrieve that information. It's not being stored or anything like that because we disabled it. We also got to find out where the location of the file is. And all you got to do is just right click on it, and it'll say open file location. And you just want to right click delete and go to your recycle bin. Now there's another case that if a virus does not show up on here, that means whoever developed the virus is a really good programmer. The second way to find out if you have a virus is you want to open up your command prompt. So you want to type in cmd. You want to right click on it, run as administrator. You want to click yes. Next thing you want to type in is net, N-E-T, stat, space, tech, hyphen, or there's that dash, and put B. And this will show all of the connections on your computer that's currently running in the background. So xsplit.core.exe, that's what software I'm using to record this video. VMware host, these are stuff that I recognize. And sometimes even a virus might even say SVC host. It's actually, this right here is legitimate. It is a legitimate resource that is required for Windows. And if you see more than a couple of them, and if it's going towards an IP address that you're not familiar of, do a little background research on what this IP is. So this one is 64.4.23.165. Just go ahead and open up your Internet Explorer and do a little basic research of what's the host name it's connecting to, or what the IP address it's connecting to. So for this example, we'll go ahead and type in that IP. And if it pulls up with something that's legitimate, then awesome. Okay, so Microsoft Corporation. So it's actually connecting to a Microsoft server. So that's fine. I'm fine with that. Basically, it's still scanning for the active connections to see what's going through. Back on your task manager, you want to look for the background processes and look for stuff that you're not familiar with. So all these programs I'm very familiar with. So it's really of what the virus names itself. It can be, let me open up a notepad here. It can be named something like this. Let me up the font. It can say something like that, or it can say Microsoft antivirus.exe. It really depends, because it's all generic crap. You really want to do a little bit of research of it and pop that in Google, and it can say that. It can even say explorer.exe and chrome.exe and iExplore or explore.exe. So let's talk about these three main things. Your Explorer, I did not spell that out correctly, forgive me. Your explorer.exe is what we're viewing on. It has this taskbar. You're able to go towards Windows to Windows to Windows to another folder, or Windows to Windows, to a folder to another folder to another folder. It uses explorer.exe. A virus can masks itself or even injects itself into this. And if that's the case, definitely want to get an antivirus. If it injects itself into chrome.exe and you don't even have Chrome open up, or even Internet Explorer, this is Internet Explorer, and you don't have any of that opened up, but yet you still see that in the processes and also in the startup, that means the virus injects itself into that. Basically, disable it, because it's going to be in the startups, and you want to locate the file. Usually it'll be in like the Google Chrome and stuff like that. Let's say you right clicked on the startup and you open the file location, and for example, we are on Google Chrome. That's not the right one, so it's going to be in here. Google, and it takes us to here. By default, if it takes you to here, it's a hit and miss. It could be a virus, but if it pulls up other than this path name, something that's not this path name, it's a virus. So you definitely want to delete it. But it's just good knowledge and security to have some type of antivirus. But that's just the basics of how to get rid of a virus. Sometimes it does not even pull up into your startup, but it'll definitely pull up here into your stat or net stat-b when you're in command prompt, where you can see all the outgoing connections. So you just got to be, okay, is this something that I'm familiar with? Yes. Okay, awesome. Is the VMware-host d.exe something that I'm familiar with? No. Okay, so you're gonna have to find out where that file is, and all you gotta do is just type it into your search and pull it up and delete it. Now there's other stuff, the way for it to attach itself into your reg edit. Reg edit. Go ahead and hit yes. And there's modifications on here where it can hide itself. So this is a whole lot of explaining to do in a whole different video. I just want to keep it short and sweet, so you have some type of knowledge of, okay, every time my computer starts up, why is it acting slow? Okay, well, I disabled all the legitimate programs, or there's programs not even starting up. But however, I go towards the task manager and to the startup tab, and there's something enabled and I'm not familiar with it. Go ahead and disable it. Right click, file location, and there's the .exe. Go ahead and delete it. So that's stuff that you want to look for, and this is just basic knowledge of if your computer's running slow or if something's not right. Definitely take a look into that. So if this video helps you out, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe towards my channel. There's going to be other videos that I'm going to be talking about of how to remove a virus and whatnot, but this is just the basics of everything. So I'll see you in the next video. Y'all take care.